All praises to the Most High. We're just back again. We're just going to show you this some video clips here about the Barbary War. So we know a lot of Wikipedia, a lot of different people have jumped in and tried to, you can write anything. Anybody can write whatever you want to write in Wikipedia. But so they've removed, I know about 7 years ago, they showed who the Barbary pirates were. They called them pirates, but really they were uh, the Moors, because the Moors were in power, right, in England. England, let's see, Spain. King James ruled all of that. So now they're trying to fuse and mix up, confuse the Tripoli people, the Muslims in Morocco. The people that was in Morocco of the time of King James were black, because he controlled that Mediterranean area. The Moors, the Jews controlled that. That's before the Renaissance. That's going into the Renaissance. Now, what war? You got to show me. You got to show me in history how Ishmael came over in Morocco and conquered King James and his pirate ships, his navy. That's where the song of Tripoli, to the shores of Tripoli. That's what the Marines sing, right? That's the song. I just, some parts of it. So you got to show me where Ishmael came out of the Middle East, out of his land, and came over in Morocco and conquered King James. It's not in there. It's not history. That's not real history. Ishmael came over in Morocco after the Renaissance, after King James was conquered. God conquered King James and set the Edomites up to conquer the world. Ishmael was black. He was in his own land. Ishmael was conquered himself. Ishmael was conquered by the Edomites. And that's a whole nother story, right? That's a whole nother story. I'm going to play this video where this man got it right here. This is part of the documentary. This is parts from the documentary 7 or 8 years ago where they showed the whole thing. How they showed the Moroccans stealing that ship that Japan sold the Americans with all those cannons and guns. It had more guns and cannons on it than any other pirate ship. And they were going to take Morocco down. They were going to take it was basically ending King James' reign, because they came through Morocco, through Africa, and they set up colonies here before the European colonizers colonized Northern America. King James was coming over here back and forth. Not only that, but Queen Sheba, she was coming back and forth over here. This place the people had been coming over here getting the goods from America, but nobody lived here. Nobody lived here when Queen Sheba and all those were making their convoys over here. King James came over here after he began to come over here after the Northern Kingdom came over here and settled. They were the first people to settle over here, according to Second Ezra, according to the prophecies of the Most High. This land had never been inhabited until he sent the Northern Kingdom over here, right? Because this is where he set up. He planned Babylon to be here and set us up to go into slavery from this land. Okay, so you got to remember that prophecy. You got to consider that prophecy in Second Esdras. And you got to consider the fact that God scattered us among all the lands. And this was before he scattered us in the prior captivities that Daniel saw. Medo-Persia, the Assyrian captivity, uh, Babylonian, Medo-Persia, and the Greeks. He's he sent them on us. It wasn't the transatlantic slave trade though. That was the last one. You shall go into captivity on ships. And there, where they take you on those ships, you will be sold. You will be sold, right? Now, we know that they brought some of Judah here. Some of Judah jumped on cargo ships and ran over here when the Renaissance started, and what's it, Queen Isabella and King Fernandez, when they ran all the Jews out, burned them at stakes, ran them out of the what they call European area now, the Mediterranean. When they ran them out, they scattered. Some ran in Africa, some ran in Asia, wherever black people were, where they could go hide. That's where they scattered. But basically, Africa and America. Some ran in Negro land in Huda, the Igbo, the Bantus. They mixed with those people down in there that was already living in there. So they went down in there, in Africa. Okay? And they set up down there where they are still today. They are still there today. Not only that, some of the northern kingdom, some of the Hellenized northern kingdom went to Africa too. They ran them out of Europe, right? So you got to show me how those white Arabs came over Morocco and took Morocco while the black people had it, while the Jews had it, the Moors had it. They didn't do it. The Moors were dangerous fighters, and Esau hadn't even whited out Ishmael yet. When he wanted Ishmael's oil, when he began to white out Ishmael, he caused the tribes to fight, and he set up his own dignitary, because they wasn't even selling oil. They wasn't even pumping, trying to get oil. That's more or less. Ishmael just began to be whited out during the 1800s. When they started going for the oil, because the gold, the cotton, the desired resources were sugar, honey, tobacco, tea, wood, steel. Right? It wasn't oil and dope yet. So that came later. So what they were mining out of all the nations was what the products I just named, and slaves, because they needed people to do the work, right? They used indentured slaves at first, right? King James used indentured slaves when he came over here and brought white people over here to mine the lands. He had a treaty deal with the Northern Kingdom to bring people over here and to get resources, because Europe was dying. They had fished up out everything. They couldn't grow anything. Too many hills and mountains. They had fished up, ate up everything that was over there. So now they found out about America. They came over here. King James did that first. He even came over here through the Pacific side, California. That's who started the colonies. He brought Moab and Ammon over here, and in California and Mexico and Texas, he began to colonize and set people over there. People were marrying the Moab, the slant-eyed people. They were getting married to the black Northern Kingdom over from the Pacific side. Hawaii, the Polynesian Islands. Though that's how that got populated over there too. Some of those islands over there. Hawaii and Hawaiian Islands and the Polynesian Islands that Bishop Nate was talking about last Tuesday. Okay, but then they didn't. Everything was still black. Everything was still black until the Renaissance, when Esau took full control of the earth. That's when the whiting out began. Okay, you show me something different. Nothing else makes sense. Because that's when they made it a law that black men could not put his babies in white women. So there was no black children being born by white women until later on to the basketball and shit started, right? Until black men became rich, then they gave their daughters to you again. Okay? But before then, white men were the only men that was legally allowed to plant his seed over everything. That's what that's what Jesus, the parable of Jesus was talking about in Mark, the 13th chapter, 25th verse. He talked about how while men slept, we were asleep. They put us to sleep, cut us off from power and from being a nation and from being sovereign. That's when the enemy began to plant his seed in, and he planted his seed in the nations and left. That's how he conquered all the land, because his bastard seed grew up to be his dignitaries. They were cognitive dissonance. They were cognitive dissonant, meaning they did not have a godly conscience. They pretended to have, but they were the wicked. So they could do all of the wicked's bidding, all of Satan's bidding and all of the devil's bidding. Two different people. The devils are the people that did to Satan's bidding. They were the dignitaries and the people who set themselves to rule over all the indigenous people of the earth. We're going to look at this video, and it's going to prove what I was saying and what history is saying and proving. But I want to show you where I get my understanding from. It's right here in history. It's in the books. It's right here. We're going to look at this.
Facts about slavery that you weren't taught in school. In 1785, the Barbary pirates attacked American ships and enslaved their crews. This led two future presidents, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, to go to London to speak to the ambassador of Tripoli, Abdul Rahman Adja. Jefferson asked him, "Why do you make war on nations who have done you no harm? We consider all of mankind our friends who have done us no wrong." The ambassador replied that it was written in the Quran.
Now you see that ambassador? He was black. That was not Ishmael. That's the Moors. That's the Moors, right?
That all nations who did not acknowledge the Prophet Muhammad's authorities were sinners, and that it was the duty of every Muslim to make war upon them and enslave all those they could take as prisoners.
That's why the Moors say, that's why their religion is Islam. They had been Islam. The Moors in Spain and in England, when King James ruled, they were Islam. You know, Muhammad was Islam. Well, we know that, but we want to always contribute the white Edomite looking Arabs as the founders of Islam, as the people that controlled it. No. It was the blacks that controlled it. They began. King James them began in Islam.
And that every Muslim who was slain in battle was sure to go to paradise. Jefferson became determined to use...
Now you see that? That was the blacks' belief. And we see these ships, what they call pirate ships. They were controlling the pathway from America to back over to England and those white Renaissance countries, Renaissance areas, where the Edomites began the Renaissance and then began to control, where blacks were controlling for almost 800 years, the Dark Ages. This was the Dark Ages. That's why we can tell you that the white Edomite Ishmaels did not control Tripoli, did not control Morocco, because it was the Dark Ages. Constantine, Dark Ages. The Edomites did not come into full power until they were fully established in America. Then they had both sides. They could control America's side and they control African and Mediterranean side. There was no more Barbary Empire. There was no more ships. The Barbary Empire was the last holdouts. They controlled those waters, man. Before then, America didn't have strong enough ships to fight on that water until Japan made that first warship. And the Moroccans stole it from them and took it back to Morocco. Like I said, that's where that song came from. They fought to get that ship, but they couldn't even take it back. They couldn't take it back. They went over there and burned it down. That's where the Marines, that's how they brag about to the shores of Tripoli. That's how they brag and floss with that song, because they would, they got their battleship taken. And they were considered punks until they did that. And they didn't go take the ship back. They just, if you can't have it, if we can't have it, you can't either. They set it on fire. They placed gunpowder barrels around it and blew it up. And then from that point on, God gave us to them. They were able to accomplish all this stuff because Esau was set in place to take the world by sword, to make sure it was a blessing to us for us to be under the curse, because the curse was a chastisement to us. But it was a curse to Esau and his nation to not be chastised, because that made them the wicked. Not to be chastised for your wickedness means you get to continue to the point of no return in your wickedness. And it makes it reprograms, it destroys your amygdala in your brain. It destroys your brain. A gift destroys the heart, the brain. The gift of the sword and the freedom to conquer the world destroyed their minds and made them feel like, who can bring me down? That's a curse. Who can bring me down? Not even you spitting on God. You saying God don't exist, you God. That's the ultimate deception of self-deception. You deceive yourself. Pride comes before a great fall. Now, their great fall is that they will fall from the highest place. The higher you are when you fall, the more damage you're going to be done to you when you hit the ground. So that's what's happening. And so you can go on and keep listening to Wikipedia, but Wikipedia, right, they keep changing. They keep changing, thinking they changing history. So they whizzle away piece by piece, little pieces and pieces. That's a part of Satan falling too. And him grabbing a hold to stuff and tearing it down. Because he know he's falling. So he's tearing the true history down, thinking that that's going to help him when he hit the ground. That's not going to help him. The Most High is bringing you down like he brought us down. Like he brought every other nation that exalted itself above the mind of God. It's not going to help you. Fair use, fair use, fair use. 1976 Fair Use Act. It's not going to help you, Edomites. God is bringing you down. You can reach and grab and tear and pull and try to destroy everything that we built. You didn't build it. You made a patent on it. Everything we invented. Everything we invented, you put your name on it and say, okay, we this is ours. We made this. Look how smart and how intelligent we are. Didn't we build a good world? Didn't my fathers fight for this? My fathers fought for this land. So now you telling me, because you robbed and killed a lot of people and took their stuff, now you saying you have a right to it? So you saying if you fight and kill people and take their stuff, then you got a right to leave it to your children? It's yours now because you fought and killed people and took their stuff. Now it's yours. You want to say the people, if they want their stuff back, they wrong for wanting it back? That's the way devils think. That's the way the wicked think. So the wicked is being revealed on the earth. Anybody that think they can come in your house and beat you up, tie you up, and kill you, they have a right to put their name on your stuff and tell everybody, well, we killed them people for all this stuff. We took their stuff. This ours now. Stop trying to take it back. Stop saying we wrong. Stop trying to indict us. Stop saying God gonna get us. We killed y'all fair and square and took y'all stuff. That's a devil's thinking. These are the people y'all praying for. America be restored. The Donald Trump, he's saying we want to make America great again, like it was when we first stole it from the people and took it and killed them and robbed them and lied to them and tricked them, signed treaties. We did all that. That was hard work. Being a criminal is hard work. Being a murderer is hard work. We got a right to kill it. We got a right to keep it and pass it to our kids. We did too much. We did too much killing to let this stuff go. This is what y'all saying. These are the people who y'all want to continue in power. Y'all don't want to resist them and stand up against them so righteousness can prevail. Y'all gonna keep praying that God restore America, praying for the fake Jews. This is what y'all not thinking right, man. You need to pray the prayer that David prayed, that his enemies be brought down. That's the patience of the saints. We praying and got patience to watch God take these people down and deliver them in our hands. They fighting God and don't even know it. But the Most High God said that you will say his name. You will know that he is God, and you remember his name when he get through beating you from his invisible place in the sky, like you said. Some invisible sky daddy gonna come down and save you. Yeah. And not only save us, but he gonna destroy y'all's behind. He's proven it to you. He's already burnt down your wealth over in California. All those lying actors, he went and burnt their wealth down. Not only that, tornadoes, hurricanes, mudslides, planes falling out of the air, your blessing's over. Should we be mad? Yeah. Should we be happy to see y'all fall? Yeah, of course. Every psychiatrist would tell you, because I know that's part of therapy, when you tell the people who's hurting you that they're hurting you. And you should be glad when the pain stops. That's mental wellness. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Talking about, why y'all so mad? Because we should be mad. Why y'all sitting up here? Why ain't y'all helping us come out here and help us protest? No, because we should be happy that y'all are falling from the wicked place that y'all had exalted yourself above God. We should be happy to see you fall. That's mental wellness. That's something y'all never want to see us with, is mental wellness. So all praises to the Most High. I don't know what's wrong with these people talking about why y'all mad. Why y'all ain't helping us keep this y'all stolen goods. I told you about the Barbary army. There's many more clips in here. This is TikTok. He had to get it from somewhere. Now, there's a lot of people now trying to run in Wikipedia trying to say that the Europeans fought Europeans and the pirates were Europeans. They've been saying that. No, these pirates were not Europeans. They weren't white people. They were not Edomites. So all praise to the Most High. I'm going to be giving you bits and pieces. This was a little too long, but, I got to explain it. Maybe I know a lot of people not going to. The road is broad to destruction. But it lets me know I'm on the right track because nobody that's teaching different like me. The broad road don't like me. They don't want to hear this. So that lets me know. But the people who's supposed to get it, the 1/3, they getting it, man. Because why am I teaching this? We know God is breaking them down. But because as they fall, we want more and more of our people got to wake up to the truth that the camps never taught this part. They never taught how the native northern kingdom was scattered on slave ships down in Southern America. They never taught none of this. They're not teaching this. They teaching you that all the northern kingdom are white. So I'm showing you so we'll wake up more black people and they'll come in their mind, their hearts will be converted, okay? All praises.